Step into the vibe, oh yeah. Feel the rhythm rise high. We're living life, let's fly off tap life. Sky's the limit, no shy. Off tap life.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my opinion about Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match. Now listen, you're going to hear a lot of people giving their opinions. You're going to hear a lot of people who are unhappy with the outcome. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I'm going to give you an honest review. I'm going to tell you exactly the what of the what. And here's the thing, guys. I'm going to say one thing right now. First of all, this was a fantastic event. Everything about it was perfect. There was some great wrestling. It was entertaining. There were some funny bits. It had all the trimmings. It was like the turkey feast of a lifetime. But one thing that it didn't have was The Rock. Dwayne Johnson. Where was The Rock? Where was Dwayne Johnson? Where was the guy who started the storyline and who made his presence felt and then gave us all this amazing, like, wow, something to look forward to, this great little twist, which I think a lot of us was really excited about. And next thing you know, well, John Cena's no longer bad Cena. And then that storyline ends, and here we are with no more Rock, like, at all. No explanation. No The Rock, just at least attempting sometime throughout this whole last year of John Cena's. Like, you would have thought we would have got something, right? Like a little something. Like, and that's why I didn't make this video sooner, because I thought, you know what? I'll wait. I'll be patient, because maybe he's going to save it for the last match. Like, maybe he's going to come in. He's going to at least attempt to tie that storyline up somehow, or attempt to kind of just give us something. You know what I mean? Because I've personally been looking forward to The Rock returning, and I really was hoping that he would do so. And unfortunately, as we all can see, he didn't. And I was hoping, we've only got this match left. There's only this night. That's it. John Cena's done. Surely he's going to come. And John Cena and The Rock, one of the most iconic WrestleMania matches of all time. I think it was WrestleMania. I mean, they've had some moments, right? I think we were excited. I really think we all would have liked to have seen The Rock show his presence and give us a little something, a little something. But the other thing that annoys me is that, I feel like we all always thought of The Rock as, the people's champion, that person that everyone loves, that person who loves everybody and really loves the business and really is going to, show love to someone who argumentatively is the greatest of all time, John Cena. Like, we didn't get that. Everyone else, I mean, there was tons of people there. I mean, we had Angle, we had Henry, we had all kinds of people. Well, there was Joe Hendry, but then there was also Mark Henry. But we had tons of people. Eve Torres, I mean, we had a lot of legends, a lot of people come and show their respects to John Cena. We had the ring surrounded with tons of WWE crew, staff, wrestlers, everybody. But you know what we didn't have? I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't anybody from The Rock's family there. I mean, I don't remember seeing Roman Reigns. I don't remember seeing anyone from that whole bloodline. That's incredible to me. Like send a representative. Send us somebody just to show your respects. I mean, come on, it's John Cena. You guys have all had, well, not all of you, but many of you have had a lot of special moments with John Cena. So I'm baffled, especially The Rock, though. And, it's kind of interesting to me because The Rock, he's, just, he's that guy who was part of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era, kind of. He was kind of in both of those eras. You know what I mean? Like, he's the guy. It's just like John Cena, who's, been part of kind of the Ruthless Aggression era and the current era. It's that kind of thing, and you would expect there to be some love shown, especially when The Rock, he put himself into the story. He injected himself into the situation. And then he just disappeared. Hearts broken by many kids crying themselves asleep, feeling a sadness they didn't know existed. There's a big hole there. How are we going to fill this hole for those little kids who, The Rock, they look up to you? What are you doing? What's going on? I don't understand it. But other than The Rock not showing up, I would say this was a fantastic, just amazing event. Now, I'll also say, I think they dropped the ball on a couple things. Number one, I do believe that they should have had this at a bigger freaking venue. I mean, they could have did 56, they could have did Wembley. You know what I mean? They could have did somewhere with 50, 60,000 people easily and packed it out for John Cena. They could have easily packed it out. There's a lot of people who I think got turned away, couldn't get tickets to the show, that wanted to go and show their respects to the great one, John Cena. Not the other great one, The Rock, because, well, let's be real. Right now, we're not really feeling like he's really that great of a one right now. We're all a little bit disappointed, Dwayne. I'm just saying. I'm now talking on behalf of the people. And we're all feeling a little bit disappointed. That's all I'm saying. We love you, but we're disappointed. We're just a little disappointed. That much. But I feel like, yeah, it could have been in a bigger venue. I really think it should have been in a bigger venue. I really feel that's a missed opportunity. And you would think TKO likes, bringing in that chinga chinga. So, well, bigger venue could have made a lot more chinga chinga, but, it is what it is. I guess maybe they wanted to promote Saturday Night Live or something. I don't know. I mean, Saturday Night Main Event. I said Saturday Night Live. I don't know. It was kind of an interesting choice, but okay, you've done it. I would have literally, if it was me, I would have had a premium live event, and I would have called it freaking the last time, or the time is now, or just call it CENA. Oh, I don't know. You could really call it anything. You can no longer see me. You can't see me. Well, apparently we couldn't ever see him, so you just say we can't see me. But the time is up. I don't know. It feels like there could have been something that we could have went with that would have worked, But yeah, it's just unfortunate. I feel like could have definitely made that a little bit bigger. I feel like that could have happened. And the other thing that I was thinking, just some thoughts I had, is I think by making it in a bigger venue, you could have also had the runtime be a bit longer instead of only 2 hours. You could have had it go for a bit longer and showcase some more talent, because tonight NXT shined bright. NXT was awesome. It was incredible to see. And I would have liked to have seen maybe a couple more surprises, right? Like, it would have been cool to see a couple other names that a lot of rumors were talking about. And I knew it wasn't going to happen, but it would have been cool if at some point, maybe right before John was about to tap out, or You know, something just to kind of add a little more intrigue to the situation. Like, I probably would have made his last match a no disqualification match. So then we could have had a lot of really cool extra surprises in it. Like, imagine he's about to tap out, but he's tapping and there's no tap outs allowed. So he's just tapping away because he's just like, I can't breathe or whatever. And then, of all people, the most unexpected thing happens. Again, this is number one choice would have been The Rock. It could have worked perfectly. The Rock comes down, right, during that time. And, you know, everyone thinks that The Rock's coming to help Cena, you know, or something. And then The Rock comes down and The Rock acts like he's going to help Cena. And then The Rock starts freaking attacking. Imagine The Rock starts attacking Cena, right? And saying, you know, you let me down, you betrayed me, all this stuff. And then Y2J, Chris Jericho, comes, makes his return, and then he takes out The Rock. Oh, man. Talking about a reaction, the crowd would have went nuts. That would have been crazy, right? And then you let the match continue. And Y2J is playing guard, you know, making sure nobody else comes and stuff. You know what I mean? That would have been dope. Oh, man. Like, I feel like there could have been, you know, all kinds of directions you could have went with it. But anyways, it was still good. Just some thoughts I had. That's all. Just some thoughts I had. Just some thoughts. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. You know, we got some just banger wrestling, really, really good stuff. And, you know, we did have kind of an unexpected surprise with, you know, the Miz coming. Miz came out and he was wearing his gear that he wore when I think he beat John Cena actually in that same outfit. And so he comes out. And of course, he's complaining about, you know, how am I not part of this? You know what I'm saying? How am I not part of this? You know, like he's just like can't get his mind around it. Like how did this happen? You know, he should be part of it. That's what he's saying. You know, I should have been. You know, and next thing you know, he's doing his whining thing, and then R-Truth comes down, and R-Truth. Comedy relief, freaking just golden, perfect timing, perfect delivery. He's like, I saw what you did with his balls, or something, you know. Long story short of that is, well, guess what? We all know that the Miz swapped the little, you know, balls with names in it of who would have the opportunity. And so, truth is just like, you know, you rob someone else of their opportunity to be able to, you know, have an opportunity to wrestle Cena for the last time. You know? And unfortunately, you know, it happened. So anyways, I thought R-Truth and Miz was going to start going at it. But what really happened is, well, Miz made the mistake of reading the name of the person that he took the opportunity from. And when he said that person's name, they appeared. And that's right. They appeared because it was Joe Hendry. Okay? He appeared, and that was the crowd. Wow. The crowd went nuts. The crowd went nuts, dude. The crowd was just all over it, eating it up like crazy. They love him. He is so over. Holy crap, dude. The crowd just huge applause. And then he ended up pinning the Miz, even though it wasn't really a match or anything. And R-Truth gave him the 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, that little segment happened, and that was that, you know. So that was dope. That was fire. You had Cody Rhodes. You had Oba Femi. They started the whole event. They started the night out. And let me tell you, it was awesome. It was really good. It was a great match. Oba was just like freaking owning Cody. Cody was just taking like most of the abuse. You know what I'm saying? Oba was a beast. Like it would have been weird if it was the other way around and Oba wasn't getting those freaking, you know, the majority of those licks in and stuff. You know what I mean? Plus, again, this whole point of the way that we had this card was to help promote and get over new NXT talent and up and coming talent. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that was dope. That was a dope match. Really enjoyed it. Of course, Drew McIntyre had to come out and ruin it, so we couldn't get a definitive winner. And yeah, guys, that just kind of was expected, really, if you think about it, because you want to protect both champions, right? You want to protect both of your champions, so that's the way it played out. That's the way it played out. Anyways, I before I like just completely just go on, I do want to ask you guys to click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. You don't want to miss out on the fun. We got all kinds of content. We're back. We're streaming. We're doing videos, regular uploads, multi uploads. We're back. We're back doing what we do. So if you'd be so kind to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, do the all notification thing, you know, whatever. Just, you know, show some love, Christmas love. That would be much appreciated.
Sensational.
All right, let's continue. Let's talk about more of what went down on this amazing night of wrestling. John Cena's final night in WWE. Well, not in WWE. He is a brand ambassador now. You know, he's signed a new 5-year contract, I believe, with that. So, hey, he's still going to be somewhere roaming around in the background of WWE somewhere. Just probably not in jorts. And probably not in the ring. So if he does, he'll probably wear a suit or something, and it'll be like just so like okay. Anyways, we had Sol Ruka and we had Bailey. Sol Ruka, man, oh my gosh, she's ready for the main roster already. I mean, actually, everyone who was on NXT, you know, from NXT and TNA, because you know we got to also show Leon Slater some love, but every single one of these people are ready for the main roster, in my opinion. They're ready. In fact, I would argue and say that they're better than a lot of people who are on the main roster right now. And I think the fans showed that as well. I mean, the fans were eating it up, man. Sol Ruka was doing all of her moves, her flips, her everything. The crowd was loving it. Everyone was loving it. And the great news is she got the dub. She got the W against Bailey. That is what we wanted to happen. That's the outcome that was perfect. Perfect. Like Sol Ruka, she's ready, dude. I hope they move her up sooner rather than later. I really do. Because I think that the, you know, whole, not just women's, but the men's, like everyone, the whole show could use having her on there. She's just dynamic and awesome and very likable and just incredibly, you know, just like you can't keep your eyes off of it. Like she's just doing so many different moves, so many cool things. Man, like she's really awesome. If you haven't watched her yet, you need to go watch NXT. Like just start watching it. She is dope. Hopefully you can watch her in the main roster soon. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm hoping that happens. Okay, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, Leon Slater, and your bouncy Javon Evans. That match went down. And that was awesome. A little botch. Okay. AJ Styles. But he kind of slipped on the ropes, and you know, they played it off really well. You know, commentary helped to soothe that little slip up. But overall, like, I mean, it was still really good. There was a lot of high flying action throughout. I mean, it was crazy. It's everything you would expect from, you know, anything that Javon Evans is in. He is freaking absolutely living up to the high flying moniker. Like, he is just that good. super talented. Again, someone who, even though he's only 21, he is ready. Put him on the main roster now. I also think that WWE really wants Leon Slater. I think that they would love to have Leon and Javon maybe even as a team for a while on the main roster. Like I feel like they really want them. It was dynamic. Seeing them work together, the chemistry was awesome. They've got the same type of, extreme dopeness factor about themselves. You know what I mean? Like it was just really good. And look, also Dragon Lee can go. You guys know Dragon Lee can go. AJ Styles can go. We know they can go. They're awesome. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, I was hoping that Javon and Leon got the W, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And fortunately and unfortunately, either way, because at the end of the day, I like AJ Styles and I'm glad that he's still, got a belt of some sort around his waist. I also like Dragon Lee too, but yeah, it's good to see that, WWE is just bringing like some real, just amazing talent. Like the future is bright. Like if you was to ever think about one point from tonight, you have to be like, well, the future is in good hands. Like there is a lot to look forward to. You know what I mean? So, and then of course we had John Cena and Gunther, or Gunther, depending who you are, potato. Another great match, another fantastic match. I think that it ended the way it was supposed to end, even though we all would have loved to have seen John Cena get the win. John Cena couldn't get the win. It kind of defeated the purpose of the whole theme of the show, putting over the future talent. If John Cena won, that would have been kind of weird. It's like, well, I thought that's what you wanted, to help showcase the future. Kind of hard to showcase them when you freaking got them freaking losing and tapping out and counting out and whatever the case is. So let's let you take that L yourself and let's get the future the W. That's how it should have played out. That's how John Cena wanted it, and that's why he tapped out. And that was the right decision. That was the right decision. Let Gunther get that W. Now, argumentatively, it's a matter of opinion whether or not Gunther should have had been the one to end John Cena's run in the first place, to be that last person. I personally thought Gunther was already over. Like he's already been champion, world heavyweight champion. He's been intercontinental champion. Like I don't think he really needed the rub. I really don't. I think he's fine. I think there's other people who could have benefited from it a bit more, but it was a good match. Gunther's really good, and I think WWE definitely sees Gunther as one of the future greats of, the company. So of course they want to give him a little extra push, a little extra shove, show him a little extra love. So nothing wrong with that. It ended the way it should end. So, but overall, guys, yeah, that was pretty much it. You got everyone at the end. Triple H got a lot of hate. That was bound to happen because ultimately everyone wanted to see John Cena win. And, at the end of the day, some people actually don't realize that, hey, these are storylines, or at least attempted efforts at storylines. And the story was John Cena losing, tapping out, giving the rub to the next big thing, kind of more or less, in WWE, someone they see who's going to be the future, and kind of handing over the keys a little bit, the keys to the car, so that now Gunther has a little extra gas in his tank to drive a little bit harder and become that person that people can now be like, he'll always be cemented now in history as John Cena's final match. Like, what bigger accolade do you want? That is huge, right? So I think Gunther, like I said, he was on his way already, proving himself, already being, a champion and many things like that. He's shown how good he is. That now he's got that extra little push and an extra bit of love. So I'm expecting big things. So it'll be interesting to see what comes next. But yeah, Triple H got booed. I think it's one of those situations where a lot of people had expectations, and those expectations kind of all year, I think a lot of people have been a little bit disappointed with the outcomes of certain events and things, and they would have liked to have seen them play out differently. They would have liked to have seen different results or different things to enhance the PLEs. I think there's some things that could have been done to improve a lot of the shows, even though I'm not complaining. I enjoy everything. I'm just, I'm a real wrestling fan who just really likes to be entertained, and I find enjoyment in all WWE things because I'm a WWE fan. I'm a huge WWE fan. I love it, so, but that doesn't mean that there isn't some kind of areas where there could be a little tweaking, little tweaking to kind of give, because the thing is, there's a problem. I'm gonna make a separate video about this, but the problem is Triple H started out like when he first took over, he was giving us everything. You know what I mean? We were getting all the stuff that we wanted. He was bringing people back. Everything was happening, right? Like it all was looking good. It's like, yes, all right. He's doing what we want. We had the big surprises and stuff. You remember? I remember, matter of fact, Bailey, who was on tonight. Remember when Bailey first came back and stuff? And how dope that was, right? It was just fire. And then there was so much going on. There were so many cool things that was happening. And it just seemed like we were getting so many awesome moments. Plus, he had the privilege of taking over when the hottest storyline in wrestling history, with Roman Reigns and the bloodline and all that was going down. So he already had something to work with. It wasn't like he had just come in there with nothing to work with. He already had the hottest storyline. So it was really hard to mess that up. You know what I mean? But you started out he started out up here, giving us so much. And then lately, I think a lot of people have just had expectations of certain things that would happen and they didn't happen. And it's just kind of been more like Triple H started playing a safe side. It was kind of almost like he was a risk taker, like a daredevil, doing all this crazy stuff. And then suddenly he's like, you know what? I'm just going to stop doing all the dangerous stuff and we'll just kind of play it safe here. I don't know. It's something like that. Maybe I'll make a separate video about that. But anyways, this was Saturday night's main event. It will go down in history as probably one of the greatest send-offs ever. We're talking about a year, 30 shows of appearances and, just all geared around this night. They were all leading up. They were all appetizers to this moment. What more could you ask for? It was really good. So I enjoyed it. I'm going to give this, if I was going to give a score, which I'm going to do, but I would say it was a 10 out of 10, perfect, awesome, amazing show. Like I said, would have liked to see The Rock. Just me. Would like to have seen Chris Jericho or something. That's just me. Just something, a little something extra. Would have liked to see in a bigger send-off in a bigger arena. I feel like it could have been just that much more bigger with that many more talent showcased, and a few extra surprises. But it was still perfect. It was perfect. It was awesome. But, we're always, as fans, going to wish we could have got a little something extra, Anyways, shout out John Cena. Thank you for everything you've done for all of us, the moments and the dedication, the hustle, the loyalty, the respect, everything that you showed and gave to us these past 23 years, I think it is. Thank you. We love you, we appreciate you, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors. All right, guys, hit the subscribe. I'll chat to you later. Thank you so much. As always, remember to each one to fullest. Keep it off tap, out.
We're gonna get out of here! I'll catch you guys later for another blow!